All right, let's talk about something we probably don't think about enough, the bathroom. Believe it or not, when it comes to electricity, it's statistically the most dangerous room in the entire house. I mean, think about it. We've got water everywhere, we're wet, and we're surrounded by electrical appliances. It's a combination we deal with every single day. But here's the thing. The rules for electricity in this room are completely different, and they are absolutely 100% non-negotiable.
And no, that is not an exaggeration. It's the simple truth. That unique mix of water and power means your margin for error, it's practically zero. So today, we're going to break down every single rule you need to know. And trust me, getting your head around this stuff could genuinely save a life.
Okay, so let's get into the why. Why is the bathroom so uniquely dangerous? It really all boils down to one simple, super important scientific concept: electrical resistance.
You see, your body actually has a natural resistance to electricity. It's what limits the amount of dangerous current that can pass through you if you touch something you shouldn't. Now, in a dry room, when your skin is dry, that resistance is pretty high. But the bathroom, you're wet, you might be barefoot, the floor is damp, and all of that just changes the game completely.
And just look at this chart to see how much it changes things. It's a huge difference. Your dry skin could have a resistance of, say, 100,000 ohms. But when your skin is wet, that number plummets, all the way down to maybe 1,000 ohms. So what does that mean? It means for the exact same voltage, 100 times more current can pass right through you. 100 times. That's massive.
And that right there is the core of the danger. A little fault that might just give you a nasty shock in your living room, well, that same fault can be absolutely lethal in the bathroom. It's like the bathroom gives electricity all the advantages and leaves you with pretty much none. So because the risk is so incredibly high, electricians and builders have a really strict system they have to follow to keep things safe. It's called the bathroom zone system. And what it does is it basically divides the room up into different areas, all based on how close they are to a water source.
Let's quickly walk through what these zones are. So zone 0, that's literally inside the bath or the shower cubicle. Think total immersion. Then you've got zone 1, which is the area directly above the bath or shower. Zone 2 is that splash area, about 60 centimeters or 2 feet just outside the bath. And then everything else in the room is just called outside zones. And believe me, each one has its own very, very strict set of rules.
Okay, so how do you know if a light or a fan is actually safe for one of these zones? Well, that's where something called an IP rating comes in. Basically, it's a number that tells you how well sealed a piece of electrical gear is against water. The higher the number, the better the protection. For example, anything in zone 0 needs to be rated IPX7, which means you could literally submerge it in water. And for zones 1 and 2, you need at least IPX4, which means it's splash-proof.
All right, so we have the science, we have the zones. How does this all translate into practical, real-world rules? Let's get right into what you can and, more importantly, what you absolutely cannot have in your bathroom. And this is where things get really specific. And I need to be crystal clear on this. Standard plug sockets like the ones in your living room, never, ever allowed in a bathroom. Same goes for those normal wall-mounted light switches. And this one is huge. Never run an extension cord from another room into the bathroom. I know it's tempting for a hairdryer or your phone charger, but it is just incredibly, incredibly dangerous. So, you're probably asking, what is allowed then? Well, pull cord switches for your lights, that's the standard. Things like light fittings, electric showers, heated towel rails, extractor fans, all of those are okay, but they have to have the correct IP rating for the zone they're in, and they must be hardwired by a qualified professional. This is absolutely not a place for DIY shortcuts.
Now there is one, and only one, exception when it comes to sockets, and that's the special shaver socket. So why is this one okay? The secret ingredient is something called an isolation transformer inside it. This little device completely separates the circuit from your main house power supply, which massively reduces the risk of a bad shock. That's it. That's the only reason this one gets a pass.
But even with all of these rules, the zones, the IP ratings, there is still one final, absolutely critical layer of protection. Every single circuit that goes into a bathroom has to have this. Think of it as your ultimate safety net.
And that safety net is called an RCD, which stands for Residual Current Device. Its job is actually pretty simple. It's constantly watching the circuit, and if it detects even the tiniest amount of current leaking out where it shouldn't, like through you or through water, it instantly cuts the power. In a place like a bathroom, an RCD isn't just a nice-to-have. It's a non-negotiable necessity.
And get this.
Look at the speed. It cuts the power in just 30 milliseconds. That is literally faster than a single human heartbeat. It's that unbelievable reaction time that makes the RCD the true last line of defense between a nasty electrical fault and a tragedy.
So, all of this leads to a pretty important question you should be asking yourself. Are you sure your bathroom wiring is up to today's standards? Because these safety standards change over time. If your home's wiring is, say, 10 or 15 years old or more, there's a very real chance it doesn't have the proper RCD protection or meet the latest zone rules.
So what's the move? It's actually pretty simple. The best thing you can do is get what's called an Electrical Installation Condition Report, or an EICR, from a qualified electrician. They'll come in, inspect your bathroom wiring properly, and tell you exactly where you stand. It's the only way to be sure, and it could eliminate a huge potential risk.
Okay, I know we've covered a lot of technical stuff here, so let's boil it all down to the absolute must-know, non-negotiable rules. Think of this as your final safety checklist for the bathroom.
All right, here it is, plain and simple. 4 things. 1. No standard sockets, period. 2. Use pull cords for light switches. 3. Make sure any and all fittings are properly IP rated for their zone. And 4. Every single bathroom circuit has to be protected by an RCD. Look, these aren't just suggestions or best practices. These are life-saving rules that are in place for a reason. So the real question is, does your bathroom pass the test?